Khamzat is not the best track record. God, yeah, like you said, he's gonna come out there with that. Maybe not. I just feel like that's just him. He's gonna come out there with that pace. I feel like Whittaker will match that pace, but with a little bit more intelligence, maybe. Maybe kind of knowing, all right, 25's in the back of my mind, but I still have to match. Like, still gotta wrestle. And dude, that's such a sick co-main event. 5 5s.
I'm jacked for it.
That changes the game. Those 2 extra rounds, that 10 extra minutes changes the game.
It really does. I feel like Whittaker, though, like, look at these good wrestlers he's win against. I mean, no one really, like, Yoel Romero, he doesn't like shoot to the legs a ton. But yeah, I'm fired up. If you had to pick a winner right now, who would you pick?
Whittaker on this one.
If it was 3 rounds, I'd probably pick Khamzat, but 5 rounds, I probably am going to pick Whittaker. I really do.
It's going to be a high stakes fight. I don't know if Khamzat knows any other way to fight other than coming out crazy and, like, you know, trying to finish you in the first second. I don't know. He seems to enjoy, you know, when he's in those tough moments, he doesn't shy away. It doesn't, like, wilt or anything like that. So I wouldn't say he's... Some guys are, like, not comfortable to be in the fight. When they're in there, they have so much anxiety they want out, and they fight, like, super tense to try and get out. They try and finish it the first minute, and as soon as that minute goes and they're gone, their energy's all gone and they don't have it. I don't think it's that. I don't think it's the anxiety of being in there. I think he's just a crazy guy and, like, runs across and tries to get you out as soon as he can. But with Whittaker, that might be a mistake. I think he's going to have a hard time taking him down. Whittaker showed, like, great takedown defense in his career. He fights to that lead hand low. It's quite hard to get in on him because he's there with that underhook already. He's got very fast hips. He blitzes in, he covers a lot of distance. It's hard to shoot on him when he's crashing in. I think Whittaker's takedown defense, his conditioning, his smartness, you know, like his fight IQ will I think Whittaker's going to get the win. You know, obviously Khamzat comes out crazy and tries to finish you. He could probably finish a lot of guys given his 100% in the first minute. I feel like he's going to have a hard time taking Whittaker down. I think if he slows down and steps off the gas and, like, loses a bit of energy, Whittaker's going to sort of up his game and he's going to notice that and start stepping on it.
I don't think he gets the job done. Besides Khamzat Chimaev trying to kick my ass at the Olympics in Paris, I ain't trying to fight this dude. So Khamzat, forgive me for all I've done or all I've said, but Robert Whittaker's just too much. He's a real middleweight. He's fought the who's. He's a former champion. He's gone 5 rounds on multiple occasions. He's gone up against wrestlers like Yoel Romero. Robert Whittaker is just too gifted. He can go southpaw. He can go righty. And particularly watching that fight with you and Khamzat, which I believe is the last time he's fought. I just don't see Khamzat going past 5 rounds. I see a stoppage in the favor of the Reaper, Robert Whittaker.
I think this is a tough matchup for Khamzat Chimaev. You know, obviously, we saw what happened with Gilbert Burns. Had a very hard time taking down Gilbert Burns. Robert Whittaker, I do believe, has some of the best takedown defense in the UFC. I mean, you saw it against Yoel Romero. I mean, they went 10 rounds with each other. And against somebody with as good as striking as Whittaker, very difficult to take down. And he's got great striking and good cardio. I think it's a tough fight for Khamzat Chimaev. I'm leaning towards my man, Robert Whittaker.
Can Whittaker be the one to stop Chimaev's undefeated streak? Now, here's your problem, okay? There's a built-in belief that to beat Chimaev, you got to out-wrestle Chimaev. And that is where all the talk of Bo Nickel comes in. But you don't have that right. To beat Chimaev, you've got to stop him from out-wrestling you. That's not the same thing. Robert Whittaker is a top 3 best counter wrestlers in the history of the sport. This is a really different fight than you might think. And I think it is possible that one guy whips the other guy's ass, goes right through him. But I think that is much more likely to be Robert Whittaker than it is Chimaev, and that is where we're disagreeing.
He kind of faded in the later round there. If that was 5 rounds, Chimaev probably would have beat him. So he doesn't really have a win at middleweight. The last time he had a win at middleweight was against Gerald Meerschaert, which is no punk. He beat him in 17 seconds. That's impressive. But he really hasn't beat a middleweight. And then you're just going to jump the queue and fight the old Grim Reaper, my friend Mr. Whittaker, and y'all expect him to beat him? All signs would point to no. Especially in 5 rounds. Now, his path to victory, come out like a fucking banshee and choke him out in the first or second round. But if that doesn't happen, Khamzat's going to get exposed. Whittaker's one of the greatest middleweights of all time. He's very tough to beat. He has insane endurance. He has very good wrestling. Now, Khamzat is going to get him down. I guarantee he gets him down. But unless Khamzat can absolutely mollywop him in the first or second round, if this goes to the third, fourth, and fifth, I would guarantee you Robert Whittaker wins.
Khamzat's a little bit ahead of me in terms of position in the organization and rankings, but I feel like, that's a matchup that a lot of people want to see. And, that fight with Whittaker is going to be an amazing fight. 2 guys that are competing at a very high level, and I'm looking forward to watching it and definitely looking forward to that fight down the line.
We know Chimaev is an absolute killer, absolute savage, but we know he can slow down. Is he well prepared? 100%. But he's gonna be going balls to wall. He's aggressive. That's why he's so exciting. That's why he's so dangerous as well. But I feel like Robert Whittaker can weather the storm early, and he's going to have to. I'm expecting there to be a storm, and Robert Whittaker, for him to win, has to weather a storm, has to be able to deal with that, and I think he will. So I'm going to go with Robert Whittaker for the win. Safest bet is win because he's the underdog. I can see maybe a finish. Honestly, I can see maybe a finish later rounds. Robert Whittaker is very dangerous once he slows him down on the feet. If Chimaev slows down and they're standing in front of him, that could be a big problem later rounds, 4th and 5th round for Chimaev. And, I can easily see a late finish for Robert Whittaker if he does tire.
At the end of the day, it's a 5-rounder, bro. 5-rounder. We see Khamzat get tired in 3 rounds. I mean, he should be training for 5 rounds. We all know. Mm-hmm. But it's his first one. Robert been fighting 5 rounds for forever. That guy is just a vet. He's a legend. He's an OG of the sport, and I think so. If he goes out there with that anti-wrestling mindset and don't get hold down too much, I think so he can land something and just keep running. And in that void, get in the void, touch and move. He's like a karate guy.
Yep.
He's like that karate. The way he bounces, the way he moves, boom, front kick, trust kick. His left high kick is tricky, so I think so Robert Whittaker can get it done.
I have to play that even based on my fight. I can't take that into account because how he felt about me and being in front of me and me moving and me hitting him in the face, how he felt in front of me is going to be totally different than how he's going to feel in front of Robert Whittaker. I do agree with you. Robert Whittaker is the biggest test right now, besides myself. Robert Whittaker is a guy that can grapple or stop you from grappling, a guy that can put together the combinations that potentially get you out of there. I think Khamzat Chimaev is just special. If he's able to get his hands on you and drag you down to the ground, I think he's able to impose his will down there and potentially get that finish.
Really?
So
But
I do
will
think
he?
that's the thing. If I had to pick, let me just make it short. If I had to pick, I do love Robert Whittaker. I think Robert Whittaker is super talented, especially what he just went out there and did and disposed of Ikram. I do think he's special. He's got a lot of thread left on the tire. But if I had to choose, I'm going to go with Khamzat Chimaev.
I think the UFC needs half a reason to give Khamzat a title shot. Definitely, they want that. They've wanted that, in my opinion. So to give Khamzat a #1 contender shot now, after what he's done in terms of pulling out of all these fights, and Rob's been active. Rob's been improving. Rob's been hungry. He's been at it. And I'm going to put my money on Rob.
I think Khamzat's going to attack him with the wrestling and stuff, so Rob's going to have to just scramble for his life initially, weather the storm. I think it's going to be a wrestling-based attack. He's going to try and submit Rob. I don't think he's going to stand with Rob.
Does Khamzat have any chance on the feet?
Yeah. but I don't think it's a great chance on the feet with Rob, because Rob will snipe him. Rob will just move in and out, and then blitz. But I think Khamzat, when Rob is blitzing, Khamzat's going to take him down. He's going to wait for him to blitz. He'll cover up, and then when the next blitz, boom, takedown. Single leg is there for Khamzat to grab. But again, Rob has his front leg side kick. He has his rear too, his blitz, high kick. He has a few moves he can use. And I'm sure some new shit we haven't seen. But I just think Khamzat, if he's going to win, he's going to do it in the first, second round and catch Rob early with a submission. I don't see him dropping Rob. He's got a good stand-up. Like, he's also like, he's tough on the feet. Like the fight with Gilbert Burns and Kamaru, you can tell again he's down to throw. So he could catch Rob.
But when it gets tired, I feel like it could be.
That's there.
When it's tired.
That's what. So Rob just weather the storm around 1 and 2, and then 3, 4, 5. That's all Rob. So Rob knows he knows the shit on the ground. How long will he be able to keep Khamzat off him, or will he be able to stop Khamzat's onslaught of takedowns and grappling exchanges in the first 2 rounds? I'd say early on Khamzat will submit him if he's gonna win, and then later on Rob will just TKO him in round 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna go Rob. I'm gonna go Rob with this one with a late finish.
Which round?
Round 4.
Thank you guys for watching. If you like the video, please leave a like and subscribe to our channel.